Men who settle with immature, bratty, narcissistic women are one of two things, or one of a few things. They're either children themselves and they just don't know any better. That's actually mostly what's going on in the West. They are low self-esteem and they put up with whatever. Again, there's a lot of that. Or, forgive me, Lord, for what I'm about to say, or they are spiritual panderers and pedophiles. They are spiritual pedophiles, yeah? Wanting a bratty young, wanting a woman who's like 40 to act like a brat, or even accepting it in any way, shape or form. And we know the countries that do this, and we know the country that led the fucking way, don't we? Yeah, Mr. USA. We know the country that did that. I think the UK is pretty much just as bad, but the whole princess culture that they've got going on there. Yeah. That's what it is. Spiritual pedophilia. Yeah. I've been in Serbia for 3 days. I can appreciate, as soon as I get out the first day, I'm like, I'm dealing with adult women. Go and do the approaches yesterday. Great, I'm dealing with adult women. They could be 30, they could be 20, could be 40. But I'm dealing with adult women, yeah? They've actually progressed beyond the level of a 14-year-old, which is the mental age of most women, or not most, but a insane number of women in the Western world. Why is that? Well, they get gassed up, they don't have people challenging them, there's not enough no bullshit in our culture. You hear it from 40-year-olds. I heard a 40-year-old the other day talk about her trauma and stuff like this, and I actually know this one. It's like, your trauma about like your infertility, it's like, yeah, I literally have known you for like 20 years. I know what you were doing when you were, maybe don't fucking spend your early 20s and late teens doing fucking drugs, not doing anything productive and just getting shagged around. Do you know what I mean? It's obvious stuff. No one ever put this to her. Father never put this to her, the culture never put it to her. There we go. And yeah, this woman's unhappy because she's only had one child. It's like, well, you're pretty lucky to have that. She's still got the mental age of a 14-year-old. I had some discussions with some other women close to me. And it was interesting because I basically told them some no bullshit feedback. But without going too far with it, without getting personal really with it, but very no bullshit. And they really respected it. Because it gave them a chance to improve. I think I mentioned this in a previous video. Yeah. So I personally am an adult man. I don't know at what point that happened. I really don't know. I actually think I was adult quite young because of I was working at 16. Like, I was studying and working at 16, which most people don't do. So, whatever. And the environment's fucking insane as well. So, I think I was actually pretty much grown up at like 18, 19, to be honest with you. In my head anyway. And then I actually regressed. I actually went back into a regression for a period of time where I became a degenerate. Because I thought that was the only way to get... I thought it was the only way to get girls, basically, was to do that. And it was. And I realized later on, I was like, yeah, I was dealing with girls. They might have been 24, 25, but they were girls. I moved to Dominican Republic at 35. I've never looked back. I've looked at everything with complete clarity since then. Because I'm like, okay, these women are not perfect, obviously. But they're actual adult women. I can see the same out here in Serbia. I can see the same in North Macedonia. I see the same in Turkey. They are shaped by negative feedback. Right? They actually have boundaries imposed upon them. Ridiculous what's happening in the UK. So that's my angle on it. Probably anyone who watches this probably knows what my angle is. By all means, you know, mess around, run around with the girls and stuff when you're young. As you get older, like, you just become completely intolerant to it. It's just like, nope, not happening. Bye. I've got too much shit I need to do, and I don't have enough time to do it as it is. So I'm not dealing with your garbage as well. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's an infection. It's an infection. I had a conversation, this is the last conversation, this last part of this rant. I had a conversation the other day with a girl I used to run around with like 10 years ago. And she was like, she was trying to draw me into some kind of a drama. And I just wasn't responding. I was responding with no emotion at all. Like none. And it really annoyed her. She was like, I want an emotional reaction from you. And I'm just like, we're never going to see each other again. I'm not interested. You know, like, what are you talking about? Wait. She's one of those people, actually, in this case, she was in my life for a while because I actually quite liked having, it's a weird thing to say, but I like having people that I've known for a long time. I like still connecting with them. I think like knowing people across time is a good thing. So that's how she actually fitted into the picture anyway, even though like she is in theory engaged now.